Introducing Passport Bros, your ultimate travel companion. Download the app for free and embark on a journey where your adventures not only become unforgettable memories, but also opportunities to earn. With Passport Bros, your travel content is more than just photos and videos. It's your ticket to a fully monetizable network of like-minded adventurers. Imagine making money from your travel stories. Post videos, share your experiences, and let the world be a part of your journey. But that's not all. Connect with travelers from around the globe, join co-ed groups, and make lasting friendships, perhaps even with foreign women who share your passion for exploration. And here's the best part. Store your earnings securely in your Passport Bros wallet. No hassle, no worries. Just seamless transactions wherever your travels take you. Looking for the best local experiences? Passport Bros has got you covered. Get personalized recommendations for tour guides, rentals, and the hottest clubs in town. Did we mention the app is absolutely free to download? That's right. Your passport to a world of adventure is just a click away. And here's the cherry on top. With Passport Bros, you can make money while exploring new places. Turn your passion for travel into a source of income, right from your mobile device. So what are you waiting for? Download Passport Bros now, share your journey, connect with fellow explorers, and let the adventure begin.
Download now on the App Store and Google Play.
All right, family, we are live. Welcome, family, to another show. Good evening to some of you. I know some of you guys are on the East Coast. I know it's a late night tonight. Some of you guys are on the West Coast, but we have a great show for you guys today. I know some of you have been seeing these videos going viral about Black people being in China, some African, some American. We recently had a guy go viral. He was deemed the passport bro, of course, go viral out there in China being harassed by some Chinese citizens for interracially dating. So we're going to definitely discuss this. I got my man Danny Flight Madness in the building. He's going to be pulling up. He's the official Chinese correspondent, not Chinese, but China correspondent to see what's going on out there. He speaks Chinese. Oh, I think it's called what, Mandarin. And he also has lived out there for, I think, almost 10 years. So we're going to be discussing him. Let's see who's all in the room before we bring him on. And we'll get started. We also have a poll going on, family. Is China too racist for Passport Bros? All right. So shout out to Data CPA in the building. We got Nicholas in the building. Somebody says, why is Danny wearing makeup? All right, man. So yeah, somebody said some Chinese woman recently told a group of Black women to go back to Africa, went viral, calling them the N-word too as well. Yeah, we're gonna play that clip. We're gonna play that clip in a minute. We're gonna have a discussion today, man. We're gonna pretty much separate some differences. I know a lot of people say racism, but there's a difference between prejudice and racism. Basically, racism is more institutional. It's more systematic. All right. We have like racialized institutions in America that kind of hurt us as a whole, as far as, you know, the Black community. Prejudice is like more individual based to a certain degree. You know what I mean? That's like an individual doesn't like you, but they're not in a position to do anything to you or about it. They just, you know, saying nasty words to you. That's more what prejudice is. So we're going to kind of discuss that as well. But before I bring Danny on, I'm going to play this clip real quick. All right. Oh, the poll is already closed. Let me open up. I'll open that poll up in a moment. But let me go ahead and play this clip that went viral. What up, Jay Clyde? Okay, hold on. All right. So let me play this clip real quick. And I'll replay this clip a little later on in the show as well. So we got a brother out there, Black American out there in China. All right, on a date with a pretty Chinese girl. Let's see what happens.
这是中国地盘，跟他说的是一会儿怼你。全中国，美国进去。那推下去，那推下去。 哎呀，好幸福，好幸福啊！
I think he kind of played it as best he could. What you think about that, Danny? I want to mute this.
Okay, so in the clip, y'all, it's basically a group of Chinese guys following black guy and Chinese girl around with a camera. So this is my first time, like in 10 years, over 10 years living in China, I've ever seen something like this aggressively. Usually, whenever I've gotten like bothered by Chinese guys, it's because I'm trying to talk to a girl that they want. So in the video, like this Chinese girl, she's actually pretty attractive by like Asian standards. I think probably one of the main reasons that she's getting a lot of attention from the guys is because like you normally don't see foreigners dating those types of women. Like you don't normally like the types of women you see foreigners with are usually like a lot fatter or like, you know, they usually don't look like kind of like the Chinese beauty standard. So I think that's one of the reasons that she's getting a lot of attention. Also, she's visibly drunk. Like if you look in the video, she does look kind of drunk. So I think from like a perspective of okay, you see like a hot drunk girl and she's going home with like a foreigner, especially a black foreigner, it's gonna get like a lot of attention. Especially like this girl like in the video looked like she's kind of stumbling drunk, right? So it's kind of like, you know, that's gonna get attention, guys. Like, you know, going but yeah, like the Chinese guys are definitely a-holes. Like, don't get me wrong about that. Like, you know, like definitely in the video, like the Chinese guys are definitely jealous, probably. But it's just like I think the situation makes everybody look bad because like, you know, the girl, like she's drunk and stumbling around. The guy, you know, the guy I think he handled it okay for the most part, but it's like, you know, in this kind of situation, you want to keep your cool, right? It's like he acting like he's trying to fight them and he's throwing a middle finger, da da da. Really, in these types of situations, you kind of don't want to react or get too emotional with those types of guys. It's like, and her right here, you see, like in my experience, guys, like whenever a woman starts getting really emotional, like she's not making the situation better, right? Like if the woman, like now, like as a man, like you're in this situation, I've got to deal with these like these a-hole Chinese guys, and now I got to deal with, like an emotional woman, got to hold her back. It's just it makes everybody look bad, and it makes China look bad. It makes like the drunk girl look bad. It's just a bad situation for everybody.
So let me ask you this, Danny. Have you been through any situation similar to this?
Not like this. Like this only happened to me. Not I've never had it on this high situation. Like I've only had situations where like I see a girl and it's usually always almost at nighttime, right? At nighttime, like you know, you guys like the cowards come out. Like this kind of thing would not happen during the daytime. This kind of thing happens at nighttime because nighttime is when guys feel courage, right? They act like cowards. They would not do this in broad daylight. But basically, if I like, there's a situation where I want to go talk to a Chinese girl, and maybe she's another guy in the vicinity wants her, and he might try to cock block me. But if you're just like walking around with a Chinese girl, you're not gonna get harassed by like this situation. This is like a pretty bizarre situation. And I think the main thing about it was just like probably the main thing that attracted their attention is that she's fairly hot and she's drunk. Like she seems visibly drunk. So yeah.
All right. So
And
Passport
she's going
Bros
home with a
business
black
class.
guy, right? Yeah.
Passport Bros business class says this is an isolated incident and very abnormal in China. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Definitely agree. It's very abnormal. I mean, you know, I can think you guys seen me in my videos. Like I walk around with girls all the time, daytime, nighttime. Trust me, guys, I would have made a video about it. Like if this kind of thing was normal, like if this kind of thing was happening to me, you know, I would definitely use that and like blow up on the internet. But this is a very kind of isolated incident. It's just I think it's pretty normal in a lot of countries. Like at nighttime, men behave like very aggressively, especially when there's alcohol and women involved. You know, and I don't know like where the heck are they even walking to, right? Like where like this guy and this girl is like it looked like they were about to walk into a building or something, but then they're walking on the street. And then like yeah, I just don't it's kind of a weird situation. I wish like they would do like an interview and explain what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guy pretty much handled it pretty well. I mean, he's saving face, he's throw a little finger here and there and kind of like, try to get him back and harassing because the girl's kind of breaking down a little bit. But for the most part, he handled it pretty well. Like he could have probably, I'm assuming here, but he probably could have got physical with him, and got him off of him if he wanted to, especially if it was America or something like that. But I think he handled it the best way he possibly could, personally.
Yeah, I mean, guy, like the issue isn't like this black guy could easily whoop all those Chinese guys. Like, that's not an issue. Like, it's not your safety is never an issue when it comes like groups of Chinese guys. It's just like losing your temper and whooping their asses and then going to jail is the problem. So like, his physical safety is not like, this right here, like this thing he's doing here, like trying to like, it's just unnecessary. Like, in this kind of situation, guys, you just want to keep your cool. You're not gonna like look how shrimpy and like how weak those Chinese guys are. Like it's like, come on, like those,
Let me
you're
ask you this:
not at risk in your safety.
What would you have done in this situation if this was you?
I would pick the girl up and first of all, if you're walking, unless that's his girlfriend, right? Like if that's his girlfriend, that's like different. I guess that's kind of his girlfriend, but it kind of looks like he kind of picked up some random girl and she's like drunk walking from the club. I would have got a taxi. I wouldn't be walking around with a stumbling drunk girl because it's just a bad look no matter, unless that's like really your girlfriend or something. Like if that's just like a random girl from the club, it's just a bad look to be walking around with a stumbling drunk girl because like that's people are gonna think, oh, you're taking advantage of a drunk girl, and like yeah, so they should have took a taxi. They should not have been walking. And yeah, and that was, and I would have just picked her up and carried her. Right? It's like if the girl can barely walk and he's wasting time interacting with the Chinese guys. Like if he really has like possession or ownership of this girl right here, I would have just picked her up and carried her to wherever we were going to. That way she's not like walking, stumbling drunk. And, like this situation right here where the guys are following her and like he's like, the black guy's flipping off the Chinese guys. Like, no, bro, you should pick up the girl, grab her, get out of there. And that way you don't have to deal with this kind of situation where the girl's about to try to fight the Chinese guys.
It's crazy, man. I did have a situation similar to this in Brazil. Unbeknownst to me, some Brazilian guys had bought some German girls some drinks, and I didn't know until like damn near a year later when my friend told me. He was like, "Yeah, those guys bought the girls some drinks." I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me that, bro? We basically stole their girls from them." That's why they was harassing us, but they harassed us. It was a black Brazilian and I guess you want to say a mixed looking Brazilian, kind of got that mulatto mix to him. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not white, but they were some German English speaking girls. And I remember the Ethiopian German girl asked the white German girl, she said, "Look, we got two choices. We got these guys that speak English and the Brazilian guys with a six pack." And the girls end up picking us because we can communicate with her. Basically, it was like the most blatant shit I ever heard in my life. I was like, damn, she, because we was all drinking to have a good time. I said this is the German flight attendant story. I talked about this a long time ago. But they harassed us, bro. It probably was worse than this, actually. Like, they literally followed us. And, it was me, my mans at the time, and two of them. And they followed us, And that's when I was like, I thought like you thought. I said, you know what? So they're going to keep following us. Let me call a taxi. And I called the taxi. The taxi pulled up. We all get in the taxi. The Brazilian guys, get in the window of the taxi, right? They're still talking shit in Portuguese and shit, basically. Keep in mind, I'm pissed. I chumped them off a little bit because I didn't know they had bought them girls drinks. If I would have known that they had bought them girls drinks, I would have did passport bro etiquette and be like, all right, cool, But the girls kind of did choose on us anyway. But for some odd reason, the Brazilian taxi driver didn't drive off. He was just sitting there. And I'm like, bro, drive, like take off. Like, why are you sitting here? He's just sitting there looking at like, so that's when like you just like the locals can kind of get on you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I'm paying a taxi driver, he's kind of like trying to see what's going on, I guess. I'm assuming. So I'm saying all this because there will be incidents like that, even in blacker countries. There could be incidents like when you talk about pretty girls and nightlife and stuff like that. This of course is like a racial issue, of course, because he could have been white and it still could have happened. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We don't know for sure. But you got to prepare yourself for things like this, really. You know, you got to prepare for things like this. That's why I always kind of recommend, guys maybe get a little, bottle of mace to put in their little shoulder bag or something like that. Not to say I would have mace them, but it's good just to have a little, a little something that you packing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in Asia, guys, generally, unless we're okay, Kazakhstan, I could see like if this was happening in Kazakhstan, then okay, I'd say be ready to fight, cause like, but then like they would just like maybe even then in Kazakhstan, right? Like the guys who try to fight me were like really like 5 foot tall, like midgets. So it's like I don't think they're gonna be walking around with cameras really. So the question, the poll question that I see BMT put, like, is China too racist for passport bros? That's not an issue because even here in Thailand, you're gonna see like lots of Chinese people. Um, the issue isn't really racism if we're talking about China. Like the issue is like the amount of work that it takes to like get assimilated to Chinese culture. Because like for example, here in Thailand, you can just like hop on a plane and kind of you might it might take a day or two, but you can kind of adapt to how things are here. In China, it takes a lot more work to adapt to like how things are done there and the amount of work that you have to do in terms of like getting women or just getting accustomed to like moving around. I think that a lot of guys don't want to deal with that, right? Like a lot of guys just want to go like this is why the Philippines are so popular. The Philippines, like a lot of guys just want to show up to a country, everybody speaks English. I find a girl, marry her, done. That's what a lot of guys want. And you're not gonna get that in China. So that's the issue with China in terms of like what passport bros generally want.
And the funny thing is, just like as far as the black passport bros, the brothers, I've had like a couple. Well, not to say a couple, but I know my girl is just like, why do black guys like fat women? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, because in our eyes, y'all not fat. You know what I'm saying? They're not fat. They just got a little, we're going for different types of women in general anyway.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, like it is true, man. Like, so for example, Soy Six and Pattaya. If you're a black guy walking down Soy Six and Pattaya, a lot of the women who are gonna approach you are usually like the more like technically like overweight um Thai girls because that's what a lot of black guys go for. And honestly, it seems like, yeah, like if you just go around and you see like the types of women that black guys date, most black guys seem to like have a preference. So for me, I like girls who like are gym girls or guys like with a good shape, like not like a stomach, but a lot of other guys it seem like as long as they see like a fat butt, that's kind of what they're okay with. They don't really care like if the girl's in shape. And that is true for a lot of black guys. Like I was looking at a video the other day this guy, he was walking out Soy Six and he got like the fattest girl. He's like an older black guy, but he thought he had
I
a
seen that.
baddie, but like I was like,
I seen that. Yeah.
I might send you that. I don't want you to open your WhatsApp on the screen, but like I'll send you a clip of like the girl he got, and this girl was like kind of obese. I'm like,
I seen it.
dang, it's like,
yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly what because I sent it to one of my WhatsApp groups. But all right, we
yeah.
got Sound Mind here. It says in the Asian culture, dark skin is frowned upon. They literally bleach their skin. Danny doesn't know what he is talking about.
I mean, the question is China too racist? But like, it seems like you're talking about skin bleaching, the preference for lighter or whiter skin. That seems to be a case in most countries. Sound mind, like most countries. It seems like based off like that seems to be what most countries have universally agreed is what the beauty standard is. It's not just China. A lot of these countries like they bleach their skin, so like whiter or lighter skin, that's just like seems to be the beauty standard that a lot of countries have adopted. The question is whether a black person or a darker skinned person can live in China without being harassed, and definitely you can. Like I've done it for 10 years. I know lots of other guys. Like if you look on YouTube, man, like there are tons of Africans who have YouTube channels who like they're traveling around China having a great time. So you know just because you see clips on the internet, don't trust clips you see on the internet, right? Like the reason it's going viral is because it's not normal. If this was normal in China, like if this was like an everyday occurrence, then it wouldn't go viral, but it goes viral
Mhm.
because it's so different from what's normal.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Mustafa says, as a black man going to these foreign countries, you're going to deal with a lot of insecure men. You must have situational awareness. I definitely do agree with that. Definitely do agree with that. It's funny because I was told that the skin bleaching thing really kind of started off in Korea for the most part. And it's more so of like classism, like the people with the browner skin, because this is a very intense sun out here in Asia. If you guys don't know, it's intense. Like it's, I don't know, maybe because it's closer to the equator, I don't know, but this shit is definitely a scorching type of sun. And if they do stay outside the majority of the time without any type of skin protection or something, they will get brown. Like it ain't even a question. You know what I'm saying? Like we see brown skinned Thais all the time out here, but they look at it like, okay, you must work outside there. You must be a farmer class if you have, darker or browner skin. So it's not necessarily the same thing as to why people like lighten their skin or bleach their skin in America, because we got the same thing going on in America. A lot of sisters be bleaching their skin, or they was told to stay out the sun when they were younger. Not so much for the boys, but definitely for the girls. And we know the problems with the hair and everything. So it's I'm not gonna say it's the exact same reasons for the white skin, but yeah, they do a lot of bleaching in Asia. Like it's everywhere. Like it's in all the soap. You know what I mean? You see it, they kind of hide darker Asians off of the media for the most part. Like you wouldn't even see them unless you came out here, because you got ties, your complexion, Danny, or darker actually.
Darker, yeah.
Yeah, so
Definitely.
they kind of like took that way. It's like melanin people are pretty much we're like the majority population. I'm just gonna say not black. I'm just saying melanated, like darker skin or brown skin, caramel skin people, lighter, darkest. Like we're the majority. It's just you don't know that because you're not gonna see it represented in the media like that. But the thing about it, man, it's like I just think with the guys is different for the most part. I don't think we have to abide by the beauty standard as much as the women do. You know what I mean? Like I mean, maybe I'm wrong because maybe North Asian guys do bleach their skin, but I don't really see I see darker Thai guys all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Passport Business
I
Class
mean,
says classism better than racism.
yeah, accurate. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with that?
I seen Thai women who look like black women. Like when I see them walking towards me, I'm like, hey, that looks like an American black woman. And she gets closer.
All
I'm
the
like, oh no,
time.
it's a Thai woman. Like it
All
happens
the
a lot.
time. Yes, all the time, man. I was actually shocked when I first came out to Thailand. And I seen my first Thai person that could look black, basically. I was like, damn, bro. Like, how? I was just shocked. He was looking at me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, damn, bro, you darker than me. So I got this another clip here to give this some balance. This is a clip that was on World Star. That's a dating market.
Yeah, marriage market.
I'm from South Africa. South Africa. Nanfei. Yeah. 我之前是没有看到你。你来重庆多久了呀？2年吧。2年？那你做什么工作的呀？我是做外贸的。做外贸的。你在重庆有房子吗？你能想到的我都有，就是没有女朋友。
Is he speaking Chinese? Is he speaking Chinese?
Yeah, speaking Chinese.
可以。900万。900万。什么？我说你年薪多少？ How old are you？ 你的工资多少？28。工资，我工资，你有没有？我们不谈工资，我开公司的，不谈工资。
They just sitting there like whatever.
我等会儿这个也行，有没有？非洲的美女，这个可以，可以，但是我是找中国媳妇的。啊，你是搞贸易的，把非洲的美女，那我们这个，你这个。
All right, so he's saying basically, get African women and bring them here.
Yeah, they're joking. Yeah.
外国人，反正有个帅哥，18岁的外国人帅哥，你赶紧过来，我给你顶到前夫了，他们也没说不敲了，快点快点。你来重庆多久了呀？
我在重庆来2年多吧。
2年多。对。那你有跟重庆的女孩子谈过恋爱吗？
重庆没有，我一直都在上海。
一直在上海。可以。
All right, so that's a little African market. Somebody said, Janice says, if you think it's bad in China, check out India and the caste system when it comes to the untouchables. Go to New Delhi and it will be a wake-up call. I don't think India is on the list of like destinations people, like tourist destinations people really want to go to.
Yeah, like almost everybody I know who goes to India say it's like not clean, it's like kind of dirty. I mean, I would only go for the food, but I hear there's like massive amounts of poverty and like it's not really like you need to be kind of I think it's probably you need to be more adventurous than China, right? I feel like China's like kind of upper level adventurousness, like India's like high level, and like you got to be like really an adventurous guy to go there, because I don't know anybody who like wants to actually live there. Yeah.
All right, tapping into the poll, is China too racist for passport bros? 66% says yes, 34% say no.
Yeah. Well, I guess you guys just gonna miss out on the Chinese ladies, man. I guess it's not for you, man. It's fine, but I think it's kind of weird, like people who live in Asia so long, like, and they never travel around to other Asian countries, right? It's like China's like my thing about China is that I'm glad that I got to experience it before something bad happens. Like, for example, for Russia, right? Probably the way things are looking, like within my lifetime, maybe I'll never get the chance to go to Russia because maybe it's just not a safe place for Americans to go. I regret not going to Russia because, like, it's just like a big country. You see it in the news all the time, and you never get to experience it. I just think you're gonna miss out. And I feel the same way about China. It's like you see China in the news basically every day, and a lot of you guys are never gonna experience China. So it's like you're never gonna like really know what's true or not. You're just gonna follow what the media tells you, and the media is lying to you. So I just feel like, you don't want to miss your chance. Like, I'd probably travel there now before like things get worse between America and China. So I'm just happy I got to experience it before, crap hits the fan.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, because that's why it's so important to be part of a community, like the Facebook group, the app, stuff like that. So you can kind of tap in with other guys and, ask questions and kind of get a feel of, their experiences to see if it's worth, investing in going over there. Basically, that's what I would do. Zanzer's Clutch says India is complex for any foreign traveler. I only recommend it for light skinned and biracial men. I don't know, man, because I was some of the homies out here, like Danny and a couple other homies, but light skinned and seemed like the Indians still kind of be on some rude shit. Not to say you had a rude experience, but I know light skinned bros that's had rude situations. And I remember one of my guys, he's like light skinned brother, and some Indians had jumped in front of us in the 7-Eleven. He like kindly just pushed him right out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause they ain't gonna do nothing. Like they ain't really built. They ain't built like that at all, physically or mentally. So we just, she likely just pushed their ass out the way. They just sat there looking kind of crazy, like, huh? Like, yeah, motherfucker, like, don't get it twisted now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yeah. I never had any issues with Indians. Like, I see them basically every day. I walk outside. Like, I was on Beach Road last night. It's like I never like I went to Kowloon. I went to Island Kowloon a few days ago. Like, I was on like a bot bus with a bunch of Indians. Like, they all super friendly. It's like, I haven't had any like racist issues with Indians. They're pretty much a non-issue. It's just like, and look, guys, if you have an issue with Indians, then you don't want to come to Thailand because you're going to be surrounded by Indians. So like if you don't like Indians for some reason, it's like don't come to Thailand
I
because you're
don't
going to
think
be
it's a
seen.
question of if we don't like. I don't think it's like a question of we don't like it. I think Indians don't like us. That's what it is. You know, whether you light skin, dark skin, or whatever, they don't generally like black people in general. You know, they have like some racialized stereotypes over there that they're better. Because I dated an Indian girl, and I actually dated a few Indian girls in America, and they would tell me certain things. I'd be like, "Damn, your people would kill you for dating me? Like that's crazy." You know, so they have their own little caste system over there, which is always so strange to me. Like it's perplexing to me when you realize the history of colonization and then the hate they have for us. You would think it would be towards other ethnicities of people that actually colonized them, actually put poisons in their immunizations over there to sterilize them. You know what I'm saying? You like, yeah, you got aggressive behavior by Europeans on these other countries that are detrimental to them, and they just kind of turn their backs and kind of hate black people. Like it's just weird to me, strange to me, really. And like I was telling you before we did the show, I was like, it's strange to hear the N-word coming from people, you know what I'm saying? Like outside of that American racial system. Like the N-word is basically Niger pronounced wrong. And that's where the word actually stems from. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it just doesn't hit the same when you hear it from an Indian saying it or an Asian person saying it. You just sitting here like, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, huh? What do you mean? Like it don't even hit the same like that. Like they're cosplaying from other people, basically. Like they're regurgitating something from other people. You know, and the crazy part is, it's just like the reason why there are so many immigrants and people of other cultures in America currently is because of the civil rights bill that black people fought for. That's the only reason they are in America currently. So when Trump starts exporting all their asses out, it's just like, well, y'all was here, y'all didn't really, you know, show us no love for coming over here, but now y'all getting y'all ass to pour it out. Now y'all feel a certain way, you know. So yeah, that was colonized by the British. The British did some terrible things to them too. If you look at the history of it, they did some horrific things to Indians, bro. You know, all the Indians did was turn around and say, "Hey, at least we ain't black." Somebody says they have no respect for black Americans, but let one of them put their hands on me and I'll teach them respect. And so, yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing, bro. They ain't gonna do shit. He said, when I was in Thailand, them Indians had no concept of personal space. I'm standing online to buy something and they won't just stand inches behind me where I can feel them breathing. I be hating that shit. You know what I do? I back up on purpose when they do that shit because Europeans be doing that bullshit too sometimes. And a lot of people do that shit. Like Americans definitely have personal space. That's one of the things that I had to adjust because I thought it was rude. And I had to adjust to that. Okay, these are people from different cultures. They used to standing like within, you know, centimeters of each other or, you know, in trains and buses and shit. But if I'm uncomfortable, I have little certain moves I do, like backing up, hitting them on purpose, bumping into them on purpose and shit. And they kind of cower down like some little cowards. Somebody say LOL Trump. Yeah, they do have honor killings over there. They got honor killings. They got rape holidays out there. You know, they got all types of little weird stuff going on out there, bro. Right.
Somebody asked a question. Who was it? It was Ozzy asked me, why did I leave China? I made a video recently announcing that I'm leaving China. I left China. I mean, guys, I lived in China over 10 years, like 10 years. Like, you know, I was getting kind of stale, man. Like I needed to like change things up. I felt like changing up my location has been great for my creativity. So, you know, yeah, like I've been in China over 10 years, like time to switch it up, man. Like, you know, I want to do new things and put myself in a new environment. And like, I'll be back in China. Like I'll get like another visa and just go back there for travel and content because it's, you know, China's great. Like, you know, a lot of people get caught up in government stuff, right? But it's like China in general, just going there is pretty awesome. Like, most people who've been there have a really good time. Like it's just like food, lots of places to go see, beautiful women. Like it's a nice place. People just get like blinded by like their hatred of the Chinese government to where like they kind of just miss out on like, actually seeing, like, experiencing the country. But yeah, I'll be back, and I just I need some new location and more content dropping on that soon.
Sometimes, do you think that it could be some aggression towards Americans because of all the tariffs and what's going on with Trump?
Could be. I wouldn't say it'll be like personal aggression. Like, okay, for example, when Trump first became president, a lot of Chinese people started disliking Americans. So, like, for me, I stopped telling people that I was American. I just say, like, hey, I'm from Texas. And they would put two and two together, like, oh, Texas, American. That would have like because the word American during the Trump administration just like had a negative effect on people because people want to talk politics to you, like, oh, I don't like your president, da da da. So I do think that it will have a negative impact on Americans in some way. Just in at least bare minimum, like there's going to be a larger percentage of Chinese people who don't like you. Usually, it's like older Chinese people. Like younger Chinese people don't really care about politics, but it's like the Chinese who are like over the age of 35, maybe, or over the age of 40. Like if they're like business people, especially, they might have negative opinion of Americans, and that can affect how they treat you. But in terms of your general safety, yeah, maybe you'll have more situations like in this video where, like, actually, no. Uh, I just think in general, like, people just are gonna like kind of like start talking trash about Donald Trump if you tell them you're American. That's probably what you can mostly expect.
Okay. Somebody says, Lamb 14 says they have a colonizer, talking about Indians, they have a colonizer mindset and caste system where they hate color, and the majority of them have black complexion, so it's self-hate. It's strange, man. It's strange. Like I wish I could like I tried to interview some Indian women. I guess they didn't never get back with me. To kind of ask them some questions and everything, because it's strange, man, because some of them are like Wesley Snipes black. You know what I'm saying? They got a nerve to kind of look at you kind of sideways. You just be like, bruh, really? Like you look kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? You got the oil, slick back hair with the straight, black skin, dark charcoal black skin. It's very strange, man. It's very strange. Hey, I gotta tell you, man, Europeans did what they did quite well with the media, with the propaganda, with the racialized stereotype and broadcasting, distributing our images all over the world. They did a good job, bro. Like, and it works on uneducated people the best. This is why the people in America or the minorities in America always kind of act a little different or have a different mindset than the ones in some of these foreign countries. Like people generally believe what they see, on TV if they've never met a black person before. Like we're victims of stereotyping is the most. That's changed a little bit because of the internet, but our image has been broadcasted around the world. Unbeknownst to us, it's been broadcast around the world. Not so in the best light, basically, through drug dealing movies and music and the typecasting, and we don't care about our communities. Our communities are violent, dirty, and our women are this, that, and the other. It's crazy, bro. So unfortunately, we have to start to control our own self-image in the media, but we are doing better. Like I said, the internet, through YouTube and Instagram, and people seeing different dimensions of us, it is coming off a little bit better in these newer generations, these younger generations, basically Generation X and below. Before that, some of the older ones are going to be, they're going to look at Menace to Society like that's how black people really are. They're going to look at Boys in the Hood or see a movie like that and think that's how all of us are, unfortunately.
Yeah. Also, guys, gotta think it goes both ways, right? Like, for example, a lot of you guys never been to China. A lot of you guys never even been to Asia, but you see videos of Chinese people behaving a certain way, and you get like a negative impression of them, even though you've never even been over there. So, that's the media does have a lot of influence on people.
Let me find this comment. Brandon Clark says, I used to date an Indian chick when I was in high school. Her parents never let me inside the house unless she lasted 6 weeks. Yeah, they don't. They mate guard pretty hard, bro. They probably the hardest mate guarders on the planet, if you ask me. You know, they because they are very intense. You know, and like I said, they on code, man. They on code when it comes to the mate guard. They generally don't want anybody dating their women for the most part. I wish we was on code like that, but we're not. So I gotta give them credit as far as that's concerned. They do a heavy, harsh mate guarding. That's starting to change a little bit because they starting to any women starting to come on YouTube and make little statements and stuff.
BMT, you have like another clip of like the Chinese girl you want to show?
Oh yeah. Let me pull that up real quick. I got hold on, where we at?
Guys, a lot of cultures make guard, man. Like it's pretty common. Like, so us Americans, we pay attention to more like black and white stuff, but like I've seen videos of like those kind of Muslim countries where like they live next to each other and it's like the father does not want their daughter like dating a guy from like a nearby country. Even though like they might, for us outsiders, they might look the same, but it's like it's pretty normal, guys. Like people don't want they want to keep things, especially the men, right? Women don't really care that much, but men are like, we don't want the mixing of other people, even though they kind of look similar to us, especially if they're like a different religion or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes it's a cultural thing too, man. They just want to, because women, at the end of the day, they are a resource. You know what I'm saying? They birth, children, stuff like that. So I don't really have a harsh issue with mate guarding. I kind of wish that we mate guard a little bit harder than our own community, but we don't. We just haven't been programmed or raised to mate guard for the most part. That goes in Caribbean and South America as well. We kind of used to seeing, other races of men with our women. We might look or something. Most of you get from us is like maybe a look or a stare every now and then. But for the most part, it's just like, we're not really in a position to, I ain't gonna say do something about it, but we're not in a position to like practice institutional racism or something like they can. So it is what it is. Somebody says it's called tribalism. Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I got a clip. I'm gonna play that clip in a moment, but let me go ahead and play this clip.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go.
She act like she's speaking for the whole entire millions of people in China.
Go back to Africa. You look so ugly with your dark skin color. Go back to your country. Do you eat watermelon?
What's wrong with eating watermelon?
I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because his wife is your master.
She said, I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white. He is your master.
Totally sorry for what I have done. I think we are all humans, and why I have such an opinion because my ex-boyfriend, he was brainwashed me for a long time, and now I realize it's totally wrong. I shouldn't put my personal emotions on others. I think we are all the same. And you are cultivated, you have quality, you know about culture.
So is this the same? I didn't see this part. You see this part?
I haven't seen this.
Oh, she's she's apologizing.
And you teach English. So I think you probably, in some ways, you are even better than me. And I shouldn't even have such things. I'm really sorry for that.
They hug. Guys, sounds like she's reading from a script. It's really weird. Like either she has some kind of mental problems or she's reading from a script. It just doesn't sound natural. I would guess maybe she has mental problems. I would guess. I can't think of any other reason why she'd want to script this. It's just kind of weird. How did this situation even happen?
Yeah, I've been wanting to see the whole part. You know what I'm saying? Did she just walk up to him, or was it an incident or something? But I don't know. That shit was strange, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. It's weird. All this all these racist Chinese videos are coming out within the same month. It's like, okay, first one I saw was like I Show Speed, right? Like I just sent you that clip, BMT. Like some random girl. First of all, like if you have time, we can show that later. I gotta go soon, but like basically, I Show Speed, some random fan came up to him talking about I'm the N-word killer. And you guys know I Show Speed, every country he goes to, he always like pulls some kind of stunt like this, right? And now these other videos is like it seems like it's like a trend now. Like we're gonna see more and more racist Chinese videos. It's like gonna be a popular trend now.
All right, this is the I Show Speed video.
Fiverr's got talented freelancers for anything we need.
Yeah.
The team continued.
We are here in Chengdu,
No, I thought it was a clip.
Oh my God, look at this. You're racist.
This is the clip. Let it play.
I'm so sorry about that. But I love your girlfriend because your girlfriend is white people. I love her. What? Yes, that's true. I'm so sorry about that.
Wait. I don't think you understand what you're saying. Do you speak English?
Yes, I am racist.
What? What the fuck?
I'm racist.
You're racist?
Yes. I'm a killer. I'm so sorry about that. But I love your girlfriend because your girlfriend is white people. I love her.
What?
Yes, that's true. I'm so sorry about that.
Wait. I don't think you understand what you're saying. Do you speak English?
Yes, I am racist.
What? What the fuck?
I'm racist.
You're racist?
Yes.
I don't know, man. These videos, bro, I don't be knowing if some of them staged or what. I don't know. That shit just.
But people believe them. That's the thing, guys. It's like if people don't do like critical thinking, like they just see a video, like the thumbnail says racist Chinese. A majority of people probably aren't even going to watch the video. They're just going to see, a video of like a racist Chinese, like people aren't, and the people who watch it, it's like a lot of people just don't do critical thinking, guys. Like you'd be surprised how easy it is. Like these people just make like a fake stunt, and it's like, they don't do any due diligence. Like okay, for my videos, like for example, like me with the black eye, I think people who know me know that I'm like kind of joking around, and it's like, I got put like a black eye on my face. But you look in my comment section, there's a lot of people who just like don't do any critical thinking. They just like they say, oh, Danny's a liar, or like Danny like got beat up. Like they don't understand like the context. Like they just completely like it's the intelligence of people just seems like is very questionable sometimes.
Yeah, like these younger cats, man, they know how to go viral. They know how to put like viral clips, and the race thing is like really big right now. I don't know what the hell's going on with Kanye and him using the swastika, and like it's just so much racialized shit going on right now, more than I've ever seen before. Also, man, I'm thinking these algorithms, bro, like these algorithms are more dangerous than what people actually suspect. Like, we think that social media is, innocent to a certain degree. Like you're just looking at posts from your friends or random people, but social media can program you too. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I feel like I'm overwhelmed with race shit. I'll just be like, God damn, it's like every fourth, fifth post is something about race. And I'm like, who's feeding this shit into the algorithm, bro? These companies have been pretty much Facebook, Instagram. Like we got to start to deprogram ourselves from this, because these companies have all been, what's the word? I want to say infiltrated or, by these governments at this point, because they're so big. Facebook is huge. Mark Zuckerberg got like $1 zillion goddamn dollars. Instagrams, the WhatsApps, they pretty much control a lot of shit. Like they control television too. So I think taking a break from just social media in general, because social media can program you to thinking that that's the world that you're living in. It can program you thinking that a whole entire country is super racist and you would never go there. You know what I'm saying? You would never leave your country because you think that America is just like, okay, this is the most tolerable country towards black people. We can only be in America for the most part. Because that's what you're seeing all day at this point. But in general, man, to me, it's not a representation of what the world really is. Yeah, we know we got some racial people, prejudiced people around the world. We get it. It's just not in America. But for the most part, man, I think we all have great lives living outside the States. Would you agree, Danny? Would you rather be in the States or would you rather be overseas?
I mean, I'm definitely glad to be overseas, man. Like, I think it's hilarious. Like when I see those kind of plantation bro YouTube channels where like all the guys are like talking trash about passport bros and they're just miserable in America. It's like I just find it hilarious how people want to keep you trapped. Like they want you to stay miserable, man. So just be grateful. Like I think everyone who goes overseas, I don't think I've ever met anyone who said like, "Hey, man, I went back to America because the life overseas is just too racist." Like I don't know anyone who said that kind of thing. Um, yeah, this guy here, Beach Material, he left a comment about critical thinking. Like I guess you can pretend you didn't hear it. Like, bro, like the video is clearly staged. It's about like seeing like the context. Like the video clearly, I show speed. He always does these kind of stunts. Every country he goes to, he pulls some kind of big stunt to go viral. That's why he's so big. Like he has like over 30 million followers on YouTube because he constantly does these things and people believe them. It's like, how many times does he have to pull these stunts before you guys, stop? I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm just saying like he knows how to go viral and he knows how to play off people's ignorance.
Okay. Zancer posted the only thing scripted was the apology. Speed is a clown. All right, we got 100 in the room, man. Y'all up late tonight, man. Do me a favor, guys. When you come in the room, make sure you hit that like button. Danny, do you want to go ahead and go? I know you had to do something, so I don't want to hold you too much longer.
All right, yeah, I'm probably about to head out, y'all. I got a girl staying over here, man. She's about to head back to her town, man. For you guys who want to stay up to date on what the boy Flight Madness is doing, you guys want to get some behind the scenes content, what I don't drop, man. Go to the Flight Madness, man. Sign up for the channel membership. I just launched it this week, y'all. I think you'll like all the content I'm dropping, man. And it lets you you get to see stuff that the random people on the internet, I don't let them see, man. I let them stay confused about what's going on. And but the guys who are in my inner circle, they know what's going on. So sign up for that Flight Madness YouTube membership, man.
So, all right, man. All right, bro. Peace. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. See ya.
All right. Let me bring on, hold on. Passport Bros, that business class.
Good evening.
How's it going, bro?
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't used StreamYard in a really long time, so I just gotta change my freaking settings. Yeah.
I'm looking at your icon photo. Okay.
Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay, yeah. But no, I agree with your man, Danny. It's like I lived in China, he's lived in China, and to tell you the guy's honest truth, like you could see the photo. The chicks that I was dating in China, these were some good looking. Like I had this one chick, she's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Nobody in their right mind was gonna like do anything to me, try to attack me or nothing at all. Not just because I was like 6 foot, damn near 6'7". Not just because of that, but ultimately it's like over there the people see it's not like here. If you were, in certain places you'd have to really worry about that. But over there, man, it's like the average person or even the average couple of people, it's like they wouldn't do something like that. Now granted, they might try heckling, especially if they know each other. Because the guys were like following them to some extent, which I thought was weird. I agree with your man Danny. They should have just taken a cab and just got out of there. I wouldn't have been walking down no street, no dark street and everything because, yeah, I mean, even though these people typically are on their best behavior in their country, because you got to understand, it's not like America. Their governments don't tolerate nothing. If they assault somebody, especially a foreigner, they're going into the clink. Like it's not like here where people can do stuff like that and get away with it. Over there, if you assault somebody or if you assault a foreigner, especially a tourist, nah, man, it's like in some of those countries, it's lights out for you because the thing about it is tourists bring the money to those areas. They bring the money to those villages. So a lot of those times, those people police themselves. Now, one of the things I didn't hear anybody mention, or I didn't hear Danny mention it, But one of the things I didn't hear anybody mention is the fact that right now it's really hard to get women in China. And these Chinese guys have been traveling to Southeast Asia. Like they're going all over to Southeast Asia looking for wives. And they're trying to get wives because the Chinese women won't even talk to them unless they're showing money. And they have these high bride prices. If you watch any of the China Observer videos, you'll see it. The Chinese women refuse to even talk to these guys unless they own a house or unless they've got cars, equipment, jewelry, money. But the funny thing is, if you're a black man and you're a black American and you're in South Korea, you're in China, you're in Japan, the rules change for us automatically.
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah,
I stayed in South Korea. I know, like everybody was like, "Oh yeah, Korea is racist. Koreans are racist." No. They may act like that here, after you rob their store a couple of times. But when you actually go to South Korea, man, them the nicest people I ever met. The nicest people I ever met. I could go into your house and if I could speak your language a little bit, you let me right up in your house. Like I'm a stranger, you don't know me. You let me right up in your house. And not only that, I just came from Singapore. And I was in Singapore, I was in Bali this summer, right? And one of the things I realized is those people don't live with fear. They don't live with fear of somebody attacking them on the street. So here I am. I'm walking. Sometimes I'm walking and I happen to be walking behind women at night. And it's not on purpose. It's just that everybody's walking and sometimes it's night. So if I end up behind a woman, that's not my fault. But they don't even look over their shoulder. Like here you got a big black guy walking behind you. Had that been America, they're ready to call the cops. And you haven't done nothing. But in Singapore, they do not live with that level of fear that somebody's going to do something to them because, again, their government doesn't tolerate that at all. And if they got
some crazy laws over there too.
No, well, you call them crazy. I love the laws. I love them because as a tourist,
no chewing gum. They can drug test you for at the airport. They got some crazy stuff going on.
You talking about Singapore?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll say it like this. In Singapore, as far as the no chewing gum thing, I never really saw any signs that said no chewing gum. I was very careful that when I had garbage, whatever it was, I made sure I threw it into a waste paper basket. I made sure that I didn't spit in public if I could avoid it. I made sure that, I tried to do nothing that I could imagine would be offensive. But for the most part, Singapore was spotless. You go you go into the subways, they have very, very simple turnstiles, which aren't even turnstiles. It's basically just two little barriers, and you could one of us here in New York would jump those barriers. But here, if you look at the new barriers that they put here, you got to put spikes and everything on everything. And it looks like you're in a jail cell even when you're in the subway. Meanwhile, you go to Singapore, you just got these two little purple triangles, and the triangles come together and say, yeah, you got to pay first, and then you go. Man, if that was here, these people would be sliding under the barrier, jumping over it. They'd be doing hopscotch over that barrier. But in Singapore, if you get busted for turnstile jumping, you might get caned. That's the way they deal with people. They got public beatings, canings. And me personally, I appreciate their laws because their laws keep me safe. It's not like we got to worry about going to Colombia and they got scopolamine and they might try to drug you. They might try to drug you in Colombia. Meanwhile,
Colombia guys will come out here now. You know how they are. Let me get the super chat. Let me get the super chat real quick. Yeah, shout out to Brandon Clark. Stop Spath with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He's also a moderator in the Password Bros Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, the original Password Bros Facebook group, all right, make sure to join the Facebook group as well as download the Password Bros app. He says, just showing support. Good live stream, Brother Aaron. Shout out to business class and the chat. Yeah, business class always coming in with that thunder, man.
And let me help you. Let me help you on that Singapore gum thing. It is absolutely not illegal to chew gum in Singapore, but it is against the law to import it and sell it apart from unless you're exempt. It's not against the law to chew gum in Singapore. Like that must have been like one of those urban legends that just got blown up somehow. But because you know
I think it's illegal like to put gum on the street or something like that, right?
No, it's illegal to litter. If you litter, somebody might have it. Well, there's very few things that they have obvious signs up that say it's illegal. One of the things that I noticed that they put up was they said it's illegal to take upskirt photos of women. Some of these dudes are thirsty as hell, and they be on these trains and they'll be on the buses. And when the women have skirts on, because you know it's very hot there, it's 95 degrees every day I was there, every single day. So if you're in South Korea, if you're in Singapore, there's a warning that it's illegal to take upskirt photos of women, which I totally understand. And in like some of those countries, it's illegal to video record people without their permission or to like photo people without their permission, right? But for the most part, as long as you're not like doing any voyeurism or perversions or anything, for the most part, nobody's bothering you. But there's still a level of stuff they don't tolerate. And I appreciate that because like you would talk about Colombia and you're worried about maybe somebody slipping something into your drink or scopolamine or whatever. Those drugs are illegal in Thailand and Singapore. And if you get caught with that stuff, they might hang you. I mean, hang you.
Bro, that is harsh as hell, bro.
They don't play.
Oh, you talking about the drugs, not the gum. Okay, yeah.
The drugs, not the gum, not gum. No. The drugs. If you get caught, they when you come into Thailand or you come into Singapore, you'll usually see signs at the airport and it says drugs equal death. Like they're not playing over there. So if you're bringing in illegal drugs and stuff, you're playing with your life. And you might end up in one of their prisons or you get hanged. They're not playing that game. So I feel safe.
They be locking motherfuckers up in Thailand forever too for that drug shit.
When I go to those Southeast Asian countries, when I go to Asia, when I go to China, I go to South Korea, I go to Japan, I absolutely feel safer than I've ever felt here in New York, ever. And I've been in I've been in New York City for 40 years. I never feel safer than when I go over there to Asia. Nobody's doing nothing to you at all. Now, as far as this dude right here in this video, I think he kind of handled it as well as he could. He was trying to pull her back and trying to keep her from going crazy and everything, but he should have jumped in a cab and just left, you know. But you know, again, it's at night. You don't know. Maybe he's been drinking too. Maybe he might be off a little. She might be off a little. She might be drunk or something. But you know, he could have just swung on one of them, and that would have been the absolute worst thing you could do. It's better to just leave. You know. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I want to just come in here real quick. What do you think about this? And let's be real, foreigners not getting the top chicks in these other countries unless they're attractive. It just says speed. That depends, on my opinion. What you think about that?
Well, first of all, I think his sentence is phrased wrong. He says, and let's be real, foreigners not getting the top chicks in these other countries unless they attractive. We can get attractive chicks and we can get unattractive chicks. I think what he meant to say was that we're not getting the hottest chicks in these other countries. I think that's what he meant to say, but I don't know. I think he screwed up the grammar a little. Listen, I've dated gorgeous women. I've dated gorgeous women when I've gone to these South Korea, China. I mean beauty queens, and like a lot. I think what he's saying is like when we go over there, a lot of these dudes, the problem is they aim for in these other women what they expect to get at home, and the problem is they're so used to having so little femininity that they don't know what femininity is. You know, so when they go over to these other countries, they're looking for bust down Becky's, or they're looking for the easiest sex they can get. So they get like rundown chicks that the foreign guys from those countries wouldn't mess with. And you got to understand, there's certain things black men want out of women that those guys do not want. Like if these women are taller, they're not getting talked to by these men. If the women have thick behinds, those men aren't looking at that. That's not what they're looking at. They want pretty faces. If you go to South Korea, they want small heads. They want small heads on their women. They want their women to have small heads. We're not looking for that. And by the way, black men, unlike Chinese, Japanese, South Korean men, since when did black men ever say, "Oh yeah, well if you're 25, I'm not going to marry you. If you're over 27," we don't do that. We don't do that. Their men,
we're very liberal, bro. We're probably the most liberal.
Yeah, no, it's not that we're liberal. It's just that we grew up in America and we're so used to having no feminism that we don't even know what it is anymore. So when we go over there, we're attracted to exactly what we'd be attracted to here. It's just that it's easier to get it over there.
Hey, bro, y'all got the most masculine women up in New York and New Jersey, bro. Like,
oh God,
it don't even matter race either. Like, they could be white, Latino, Asian. You guys got the most. Like, why are y'all women so damn masculine, bro?
Yeah, because they think they can stand toe to toe with you. They think they can challenge you. They think they can fight you. And they see, the problem is this with this the boss babe era, and that's another thing. When you go to these foreign countries, you got to understand those men over there keep them women in check. Like, if they raise their voice over there, they're likely to get slapped down. Now, we can't do that here because we're going to prison. But, over there, they don't tolerate that. They don't tolerate that.
You can't even date comfortably in America no more. They'll put some charges on you. Bro.
Yeah, even if you didn't do nothing. Over there, you can do something and there ain't nothing they can do about it. That's a mess. Nah, man, it's a totally different dynamic. Like you guys were mentioning India a little while ago. Yeah, the reason why their men can be so overprotective of their women is because their women don't have a choice. Their women have no choice at all. So if they try to date you, they're facing an honor killing by their goddamn family. Their brother might take them out. Yeah, you stay away from him, and then they kill you. And we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
That's true.
If they come over here and they marry somebody that the family don't like, they'll be like, yeah, you know what, you're gonna go on vacation back at home in Bangladesh, and you go back to Bangladesh. Next thing you know, you get stoned. They don't play. They do not play. Women have no rights in those countries. And people talking about, oh yeah, nobody wants to go to India. Nobody wants to. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. That's the one set of countries you're going to see that there's like no YouTubers doing all of these flights to. Ain't nobody going to them countries. Nobody going to them countries.
The boy Nas just went to Pakistan, I believe.
Yeah, but it was like, it wasn't like he was like really like showing all the beauty of Pakistan. We had some YouTuber go there, a woman and a husband, and was molested, I think, or raped in India, and I think they killed the husband or something like that. Nah, man, it's a mess over these countries. You can't get on the buses. You can't get on those public buses because you can get molested on the bus. Man, it's a totally different world. Them women ain't got no rights. That's the reason why them. But let me tell you something. That's changing. Some of those women are like, nah, I want to marry outside the race. I don't want to marry inside the race. But they can't do it. See, feminism is making its way over there. It really is. And eventually, that'll be the tipping point when the women say, "Yeah, I'm gonna date whoever I want to date," and there ain't nothing you can do about it. That's the tipping point. I see your poll is trying. I guarantee. No, my question is about that poll. How many of these people who voted yes have actually been to China and actually lived there, or who have stayed there any longer than 2 months? That's my question. Because most of these people, they've been saying this stuff based on a couple of videos that they saw of some Africans maybe getting shouted at by the Chinese or something like that. And the reality is, it's like China's a hell of a lot safer than they could imagine. I lived there as a student. You can't, and I'm a gigantic black man. You can't tell me nothing. So my question is, how many of these dudes actually lived in China or actually stayed there any longer than 2 months? That's my question.
All right.
I ain't going to be able to get an answer on that because nobody's going to fess up.
Okay.
Where are you right now? You in Colombia or Brazil?
I'm in Thailand right now, brother.
Oh man, I'm thinking about getting ready to go to Vietnam and Cambodia. I don't know. You been to Vietnam?
I have not been to Vietnam, but I do love Cambodia. But they got some crazy laws in Cambodia too.
Oh yeah, like I'm usually very careful, and I've been to all these countries, man. I never had a problem. But Vietnam and Cambodia, it's like I haven't been there yet, so I'm thinking about doing that as my next big trip. So I'll do Vietnam. I'll probably do business class on Turkish Airlines or whoever's the cheapest business class. But I'm definitely coming your way. Thailand, I already did Thailand. Yeah, it was cool. I made the mistake of bringing a Filipino with me and not going after, not trying to even meet them Thai women. I brought my lunch with me. It's like you go to a buffet, you bring your own lunch bag.
Comfort KM says, I never lived in China, but the videos I've seen have me sketched out. Might be the algorithm. I tell you, watch them algorithms, man.
Yeah. I've been seeing all of these anti-Chinese videos and these anti-Chinese channels. And they're like, oh yeah, Donald Trump already won and China's done and all this stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm like, guys, I think there's something wrong here. Like, I don't think you seriously understand the situation, Some of those could be Thai. I'm sorry, some of those could be Taiwanese.
Cambodia got the finest women in Asia, but Thailand is the best country. I could kind of agree with that, actually.
You don't think Thai women are hotter than Cambodian women?
Yeah, they both look pretty good, but Cambodian women definitely very attractive, bro. Like some of them got browner skin. They're not really tripping about the bleaching bullshit. Yeah, they look good, bro. Cambodian women look good, dog. There's Cambodian women that look like sisters, basically, like Asian Blasians for the most part. So, yeah, Cambodia got it for sure. For sure.
Wow. I mean, when I was in Thailand, there were a couple of like hot ones that I saw in Thailand. But I'm gonna go to Cambodia first. I'm gonna stay there for like a month or something, give it a try, see what Cambodia looks like. But
Cambodia just doesn't have the like Phnom Penh, and that's probably where we're gonna end up going.
That's where I'd be going, yeah. Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam and Phnom Penh.
They just ain't got the infrastructure. I don't know about. I haven't been to Vietnam, but I know it's just that Pattaya and Bangkok just has that nice westernized standard of living. You know what I'm saying? Like
I stay near the cities. I stay near the cities. I don't venture too deep into them jungles.
I mean, if you go to Phnom Penh, you could drive literally like 5 miles and it's nothing. Right outside of Phnom Penh, you can drive like 10 minutes and it's nothing but grassland, basically.
No, I pretty much stay near the city. I stay near the city. I'm sure the country is beautiful and everything, but I ain't trying to see all that. I stay near the city, and I'll travel into maybe a couple of tourist destinations, but other than that, nah.
Somebody said, Passport Shogun says, once you've been to Pattaya, everywhere else on earth is boring.
I could agree with that.
Hey, I'm not gonna say yeah. And the craziest part is Pattaya is such a big city. It is big. Like it's not
but the
they focus on most people focus on Walking Street and the soys and the soy.
You're going to the beach. You're going to the beach.
You got like really nice stuff all around Pattaya, like Terminal 21 Mall. I did a video on Terminal 21 yesterday. It's just nice, man. It's like a nice overall nice city. And a lot of expat communities out here as well. A lot of Russians, a lot of Indians, a lot of people from China, a lot of expat communities. And they keep building apartments. They just keep building. So I'm assuming they're anticipating more and more people coming to Thailand and live in these cities, bro, because they got like the buildings are already empty, but they building more buildings. So I'm still trying to figure out.
So you like hanging around the expats?
I'm usually just with my girlfriend like most of the time.
Exactly.
But, we'll link up. We'll link up and they have like little bowling nights, stuff like that. It's good. You're always going to be around. At some point, you're going to want to be around people of your own culture. At some point, maybe not all.
To be perfectly honest, I stay as far away from them as I can.
Yeah, but when you live in here, I feel you. But like, because it's not like a daily thing. I'm hanging around other expats, but like at some point, you like, oh, y'all doing bowling? You know, it's a good little vibe, or you watching the game or something. You know, that's just normal, bro. But I feel you on that one too, though, because sometimes expats bring a lot of drama in.
Oh, a lot of drama.
You know what I'm saying? But guys, it's been a great show, man. I appreciate you pulling up Passport Bros business class, man.
Yeah.
We should do a lot of shows back in the day. This has been a minute since
YouTube done killed all our freaking there's no notifications no more.
Right.
YouTube's knocked down the freaking viewership basically. So,
Them
at
shorts,
this point,
Them
I come
shorts,
on when
them
I
reels.
just feel like it.
Yeah, man. But somebody said
I'm still doing my Christmas cake joke.
Phnom Penh is rough around the shout out to my man Daryl. Says Phnom Penh is rough around the edges. Even the embassy area looks underdeveloped. Yeah, Phnom Penh. I mean, they got some nice casinos out there. I remember when I was out there, somebody had robbed a lady in the casino after she had won some money. So you got to be careful out there in Cambodia. It's not like as safe as it is in Thailand. That's another thing you got to be careful with. Like, they get it in out there in Cambodia, bro. Like these are the darker Asians. Yeah, you have a good time. They got some stuff called Happy Peace out there, man. If you guys should try it out, I'll just say that. All right, let me bring up my man Xantos close before I go. What up, Xantos? Xantos, you there?
What's good, BMC?
I know you want to probably holler at Danny.
I'm here.
Danny,
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, no. I was just going to shout out the Passport Bros business class while I'm at it. So with the earlier subject, I was just asking Danny if he was this is no shot shade, but the videos I see.
Oh, Xantos, you going out, bro?
It's just not to the
Yeah, I gotta meet you, bro. You
hold
sketching
on
out real bad. All right. Yeah, Daryl says that's not a knock against the city. Still had a great time. Yeah, you'll have a good time. You definitely have a good time. I feel like Cambodia is one of them places that. Yeah, I feel like Cambodia is one of them places that you'll like maybe not want to live, but you'll definitely have a good time for like a week or two. Go ahead, Xantos. You still on mute. There you go.
All right, is this better?
Yeah, we hear you now.
No, I was just saying. So for my question, and maybe you can answer this too, business class. 90% of what I see, especially when I'm in places like, well, not but when I'm seeing brothers in places like Asia, is pulled from the nightclubs, particularly hip hop nightclubs. And I know a lot of people love the culture, love all that. I'm just saying, as an individual who I feel as if doesn't, I'm just going to say this, I don't jive with a lot of the culture. We can talk about that in another video. But for me, and not even just me, for the brothers out there who may not be into that kind of culture for whatever reason, I'm just asking, how is it for us out there? Because if I'm going to go to a different country, and my biggest concern or my biggest issue is dealing with the stereotypes that I already deal with in America, then what's the point? That was just my question to him. Maybe two of you can chime into that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, most people meet on dating apps these days, but I go ahead, pass the bro business class.
Well, it's just like I told you about us looking into those women for the same thing that we'd be looking into the women here for. Mm-hmm. Here's a question. A young 20-something-year-old black male goes to one of these countries. Where do you think he's going to be looking for women? Is he going to be doing it in the university, or is he going to be doing it at the nightclub? Which one do you think that he's going to be at? The hip-hop nightclub. Chances are he's going to be going to the hip-hop nightclub. Chances are. I'm not saying that it's impossible for him to be like a student in the university and do that, because I've done that. I'm just saying more likely he's going to be going to places he's interested in, and he's going to be meeting women who are interested in the same thing. So what I'm saying is, when we go abroad, we take our own cultural predispositions with us, and that's the reason why we end up with women like we end up with. It's because that's what we're trained to seek out. It's just like when we accuse women who get battered and then they get a new man and that man batters them too. It's like we always say, yeah, well, that's what you're used to looking for. You look for qualities in somebody like that. That's what I'm saying. It's like we're looking for women of a certain type, and it just so happens that those women fit that type.
All right, yeah, that's a fair assessment, and that's a fair accounting to the question. And the reason why I said that is because, just for me, honestly, as I said, personally, and I know I'm definitely in the minority of this. Like, for me, going to a hip hop nightclub is it's like hell on earth for me. Man, that's just my personal thing. And from what I've been seeing overseas, other guys, especially these white guys, they can go on these campuses, they can go in these cafes, they can go on the street in some countries, in some instances, and they can pull up just as much as us brothers having to work hard and code approach and do all the hand sagging, swag, and all that crap at the nightclub. So I'm just noticing the differences. And I would ask Danny, if we have to do all that in China just to get quality women or quote unquote quality women, the same kind of quality women that white guys can get by just saying hi, and other guys can get by, having a body game and having a good conversation skill. I mean, is it really that much better in China? Is it really that not racist in China? And I throw out in other countries of that matter. But that's just my little counter discussion I wanted to discuss with Danny. But no shades on him. Since he's leaving China, best of luck to him wherever he goes. Shout out to all the guys who are out there who are doing your thing, whether it's in the nightclub, in the university, or whatever. At the end of the day, regardless of what I think about Black culture, Black American culture, I'd much rather see Black men overseas at peace, because that means that there's one less Black men in America who's at war.
Sounds good to me.
All right, good point, man. Once again, guys, great show. Appreciate you guys coming on. Till next time. Peace.